Moving over to topic 2, let's talk MCU. Let's talk superheroes. Let's talk about what the frickety frack, how are we going to get to Secret Wars. But first, let's talk about Brave New World, Captain America. So that was the most recent film. I watched it at this point, probably a month ago. Yeah, it came out Valentine's Day, didn't it? So it's been a while. I did enjoy it. I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was fine. The more I've gotten away from it, I've kind of settled down. I think it was one of those things people were like, it's not that great. And then those, not negative thoughts, but kind of neutral thoughts coming out of it immediately. I was like, yeah, that was good. You know, it didn't break the bank or anything, but it's kind of forgettable, which is unfortunate. There's a lot of Winter Soldier comparisons that we can make. If I look down a lot, sorry, I wrote notes on my phone. So just reading those. So yeah, a lot of parallels to Winter Soldier. You had the mystery group attacks. You had a shady government official. You had a villain held in a bunker with information. You had the sidekick coming in. So yeah, I mean, Winter Soldier was great. This definitely aims to do that again, but unfortunately does not hit the highs that Winter Soldier does, and fails to really do anything of its own to stand out huge. There was a few things I liked in this one, but in general, notes here. I think the build of the Red Hulk was fine. Obviously, they showed it off in marketing materials and trailers. I know a lot of us felt that this was going to happen eventually, where Thunderbolt was going to make this turn and go into Red Hulk. But I don't know if showing it off in the trailers was the right move. I think they could have held this to their chest. At least even revealing the Hulk itself. Like, even if it was teased at, hinted at, or fans going into the film were like, oh, well, Ross is in a government. He's the fucking president. You know, being the president, still do the espionage, Winter Soldier, like, government drama, and then have that mystery of like, well, is Ross behind it? And then have the mystery of the Hulk, or at least keep that reveal for the movie itself would have been more enticing. I don't know if they felt that showing it off in the marketing campaign was to get more people in. This movie was struggling a little bit with rewrites. R.I.P. my man Seth Rollins not making the movie with the Serpent Society rewrites. Maybe that was why they did it. Maybe they're just like, hey, we got to get as many people in here as we can. Let's show off the cool stuff. And then, you know, it is what it is. We already got the money in the pockets once we get ticket sales going. If that was the case, that's really unfortunate. And I don't think there was really much else from this movie that was like, I think I said earlier, a payoff. It was just, it happened. It was there. It never felt like an oh shit moment at any point in the movie, which is unfortunate. Something I did appreciate was they made sure to bring up, you know, Sam's a regular dude, which, you know, good for them, saying like anyone can do this, anybody can be the hero. Sometimes watching the things that he's doing, it's still like, what? You know, like really makes you question, how is this working? I get he's got the vibranium suit and the wings, so that does make up a lot of for it, but just like, okay, like at the very end of the movie, obviously we're talking spoilers, so if you don't want to know anything here, but like being able to talk down Red Hulk, good thing that was successful. Man had nothing else on him. He was gonna die, so good thing that worked. The callbacks to Incredible Hulk after 15 plus years of that movie coming out, while I appreciate it and bringing back these characters and tying some loose knots, it might have been too long. It might have been too long for people really to care or even know. I don't know, like, have people watched that movie in like recent times or even going into it? There's like, Mark Ruffalo's the guy, you know. Technically it's MCU canon, as we see, but it's like the black sheep, unfortunately, of the MCU. It's like that weird one. Nice idea. I don't know if it really worked. All right, I mentioned Seth Rollins sadly doesn't make an appearance with the Serpent Society. I'm curious how the original writing was going to go with that. Post-credit scene, meh. So it was just, okay, we got to let Sam know that there's some shit afoot. I understand why they did it, but it was like, oh, okay, somehow you got to let Earth, whatever Earth they are, MCU Earth, you got to let them know that there's some Secret Wars potential even going on. Could I even tell you what even happened in that? Did you talk to Leader? Was Leader the one who was like, hey, there's this shit going on, multiverse. It's gonna be huge. So, we're just on our negative horse today. I don't know what the fuck this was. Like I was fishing. It was just there. It didn't really do much. I think Joaquin Torres, his character, was a cool addition as Falcon. I think that was fine. I thought what Sam did was good. Hulk was impressive looking, but it was once again just like, oh, he's hulked out for 5 minutes. And then we got a conclusion, like some of the Marvel villains tend to be, where it's always a big bad, always a big bad, always a big bad. Oh, he's gone. So, I don't know. I don't know what Giancarlo Esposito's role was in this. Well, I know what his role was in it. But, like, that Serpent Society that was even there wasn't even that great. I get they were the Hydra comparison and the Arnim Zola comparison to Winter Soldier. More parallels. It was just kind of there. Just, And it's a shame that the negativity train, I feel like I'm getting worse and worse as the movies go on. Like, I really like the Marvels, excuse me. And I was probably the only one, or one of the only ones who did that. But then there's been a lot where it's just, there's been fun moments. There was more fun moments in other movies. This one I just didn't have anything, I felt. So this leaves me with the question, and I'm sure a lot of people's questions, how in the hell are we getting all these people together for Secret Wars and Doomsday? So that's what we're going to ponder right now and try and articulate. Not well. So right now, we're in Phase 5. The last Phase 5 movie is going to be Thunderbolts, which excited for, intrigued. Let's go intrigued, maybe not excited. Intrigued about. That's the end of Phase 5, and then Phase 6 is going to be kicking off with Fantastic Four. So, I have gone through and listed off all the big heroes that I can think of from memory. So if I forget somebody, I do apologize. Nobody being like, oh, you forgot M'Baku. Well, okay, I'm sorry. Are we really? Yeah, he was in Endgame. But do you really think he's going to be making a big move here for Secret Wars? I don't know about that. So the big names I've written down via phase, via appearance. We're going to go through and list all these different characters, keep track, see how many we're going to even have. All right, so Phase 1, we got Iron Man. Guess what? He's dead. Spoilers. We got Hulk. We got War Machine. We got Black Widow Natasha. Dead. We got Thor. We got Loki, who's kind of busy being the god of the multiverse. You got Hawkeye Clint Barton. You got Captain America Steve Rogers. He's an old guy. You got Nick Fury. You got Maria Hill. You got Agent Coulson. Dead. Phase 2. You got Bucky Barnes. You got Falcon / Captain America Sam Wilson. You got Star-Lord. You got Rocket. You got Groot. Drax. Gamora. Dead, but her 2014 version is out there somewhere. Nebula. Yondu. Dead. Scarlet Witch. Dead? Quicksilver. Dead. Vision. Dead. Ant-Man. Black Panther T'Challa. IRL, unfortunately. Spider-Man. Doctor Strange. Wong. Mantis. Valkyrie. Black Panther Shuri. Okoye. Wasp. Ghost. Captain Marvel. Carol Danvers. Captain Marvel. Monica Rambeau. Okay, So there's your leading up to Endgame. Now, I know I've filled in some, like, post-Endgame stuff of, like, oh, well, this person was actually in the multiverse. This person's this. This person's that. I get it. I just went in order of when they were introduced. Got off my back. Phase 4. All right, so everything post-Endgame now. This is TV. I had to split it into TV shows and movies. So we start getting the Disney Plus shit. So Phase 4, Disney Plus. We got Spectrum. We got White Vision. You got Falcon Joaquin Torres. You have Loki Sylvie. You have Hawkeye Kate Bishop. You have Echo. You have Moon Knight. You have Miss Marvel Kamala Khan. You have She-Hulk. And you have Daredevil. Movie side of things. Black Widow Yelena. Red Guardian. Taskmaster. Shang-Chi. This shows my memory. The Eternal Crew. Like the 5 or 6 or 8 of them. Don't remember. Black Knight. Blade. Spider-Man Tobey Maguire. Spider-Man Andrew Garfield. America Chavez. Remember her? Captain Carter from the multiverse. Dead. Mr. Fantastic from the multiverse. Dead. Professor Xavier from the multiverse. Dead. Black Bolt from the multiverse. Dead. Thor Jane Foster. Dead. And Ironheart. Then we got to Phase 5. Only 2 from the TV shows. Granted, I haven't watched Daredevil and I haven't watched Echo, so, cut me a little slack here. Super Skrull Gaia. Yeah, I'm really stretching here now. Punisher. Then we go to the movies. Stature, a.k.a. Cassie Lang. Adam Warlock. Ravager Bro from whoever's got Yondu's arrow now. Don't remember his name. Sorry. Cosmo. Yes, I put him in Phase 5. I know we've seen him since Guardians 1. Yeah. Beast from the multiverse. Deadpool from the multiverse. Wolverine from the multiverse. OG Blade from the multiverse. Gambit. Multiverse. Elektra. Multiverse. X-23. Multiverse. I wasn't sure if they were dead or how that worked as they were fighting in the, no man's land, erasure place. Human Torch, Chris Evans, Multiverse, Super Dead, and Sentry from Thunderbolts, who might be the villain. He was in the first trailer, but then he's not in the second trailer. It's like, interesting. Phase 6, Mr. Fantastic, Pedro Pascal, Invisible Woman, The Thing. These are all multiverse, by the way. Sorry. Human Torch, Joseph Quinn, Multiverse. Actors' names, just a heads up. And then Doctor Doom, a.k.a. Robert Downey Jr., Multiverse. Okay, so hopefully you're keeping count. That was probably like 60 names. I don't even know. Doesn't matter. So there's a lot of people at play here. So let's try and now go through our mental capacity and memory banks of where the hell everybody here is. Now, if they're dead, obviously we'll go very quick and be like, yeah, they died. Where are all these people located? Okay, Phase 1. Iron Man's dead. R.I.P. Black Widow's dead. R.I.P. Captain America Steve Rogers, the old man. He big and chillin'. Agent Coulson, dead. Hulk. Okay. Last I recall seeing Hulk, and once again, if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. Let's talk about it. Or if I'm missing something because I haven't watched the program. So sorry. Hulk. Last I recall seeing him was She-Hulk. Do I remember what he even did post She-Hulk? No. I feel like he said something at the end when he was saying bye to Jen, and I couldn't tell you what it is. So as far as I know, he's on Earth. He been chilling. War Machine. Last we saw him was the Secret Invasion, the Skrull thing. Turns out body was swapped out with a Skrull, was for a little while, could have been around Civil War time period. Not Civil War, the movie. And he's now back, awake, maybe working in the government. Yeah. Oh boy, I should have watched more of these probably as a little bit of a refresher. Thor Thor is in space. Thor is hanging out with his new adopted daughter, who now wields big axe, Stormbreaker, and he has tiny hammer Mjolnir, who he got back from Jane. Okay, he's living the dad life. He been chilling. They're blowing up space baddies. Loki, we talked about this. He's the god of the multiverse. He owns everything. He's sitting in his big chair holding all those tethered lines together. Could that be important later? Let's put a pin in it and see if I remember. Hawkeye Clint Barton. Last we saw him was the Hawkeye show, to my knowledge, unless he popped up in Echo. He is training Kate Bishop. Nick Fury. Secret Invasion was also the last time we saw him. I'm trying to remember if he went to space with, like, did he go back on the Sword base or the Skrull base? I know he came from there, and then the Skrull was taking his position. He's been that way since Spider-Man Far From Home, so post-Avengers. And Maria Hill might be the same? Yeah. Bucky. We'll be seeing him in Thunderbolts, so he's kind of TBD. Captain America Sam Wilson. Just saw him beat up Red Hulk. He's on Earth. He knows about the multiverse, or at least something coming up. Star-Lord is back on Earth, living with his dad. No. Grandparents. Rocket. Groot. Nebula. I think Nebula's part of that. They're all part of the new Guardians of the Galaxy with the Ravager guy, with Cosmo, with, there was a kid, I believe there was a little girl too. Can't remember. Drax, I think he's retired. I don't think Batista's coming back, but he is chilling with Mantis on whatever their like new home base place was. They were like taking care of people. Gamora 2014. Was she in Guardians? Yeah, she was in the new Guardians one. Yeah, because Peter was dealing with all of his emotions, and that Gamora's like, I don't know who the hell you are. What happened to her? I think she just said, I'm going to do my own thing and peaced out. Man, this is bad that the Phase 4, Phase 5 movies, story-wise, haven't really hit where, like, I feel like the early ones did, where I'm like, oh, I remember exactly where the story went in those. Like, I remember moments, like, I remember really liking Shang-Chi, I remember liking the Eternals for what it was. Spider-Man, obviously, a little bit different factor there with the returning Spider-Man. But yeah, a lot of these, I'm like, I don't even remember what happened super well. That's not great. Yondu's dead. Okay, Quicksilver dead, Vision dead, Asterix. All right. Scarlet Witch, I put dead? Last we saw her was Multiverse of Madness, and there was the explosion on the like mountain thing where she learned the like she was carved into the wall and some shit and hex magic. I don't think she'd be dead, but it was kind of like implied maybe she is. We didn't actually see her die, so there's potential, Fast and Furious style. Vision, another one where it's like dead, and you heard me point out White Vision later. His consciousness is alive in a new android which flew off at the end of WandaVision. He's just been chilling, zooping around wherever he wants. Ant-Man, last time we saw him, is he stuck in the quantum realm with Wasp? I remember they defeated that Kang. And I kind of feel like he was stuck there. I can't remember if they got him out. I know they were all big and sad. Of like, oh, well, we saved the day, but we took our ride home gone. So him and Wasp may be in the quantum zone. Quantum zone? Quantum realm? Quantum realm. Tom Holland Spider-Man. He is in New York City. He's on Earth. He has an apartment, and no one remembers him. Bing sad. I don't know why I keep saying Bing. I'm so sorry. Doctor Strange. We also saw him last in Spider-Man. No. Multiverse? Multiverse of Madness was the last time we saw him. He's got... Oh, yeah, because he's got the third eyeball on him. He's all mad because that curse of dealing with the dark magic. He's also with... What's her name? Clea? She, like, recruited him for some mission, and the end credits there. Wong, I believe the last time we saw him was Multiverse of Madness. He had the little interaction with Shang-Chi, talking about some beacon or ping from outer space. We saw him in She-Hulk, though, briefly, so I think he's hanging out at the Sanctum Sanctorum. Mantis, already talked about. Valkyrie is over in New Valhalla. Black Panther Shuri, she is in Wakanda. Okoye now has the Iron Man suit for the Dora Milaje. Well, she's not even Dora Milaje now. She's got a Iron Man suit. Wasp, we talked about. Quantum Realm. Ghost will be in Thunderbolts. Carol Danvers, she was in the Marvels. She helped save the universe tearing apart with Kamala and Spectrum. The other Rambeau, I can't remember her first name. And I think she's chilling in space. Speaking of her best friend, Monica Rambeau, Multiverse, she was Captain Marvel. She's dead. I don't know why I didn't put that there. She's all... Is she also... She might have been somewhere else. I feel like we... Yes. Okay. So, hold up. Woo, get confusing now. Multi-one. Okay. So, MCU canon. She died from like a cancer or something because Spectrum, her daughter, was sad by that. Multiverse Introduction 1. She was Captain Marvel in the Illuminati in Multiverse of Madness. Scarlet Witch comes up and fucks them all up. Multiverse Introduction 2. And this is where we'll skip ahead, I guess, to Spectrum. Oh, Spectrum's next anyway. So Spectrum, Rambeau daughter, introduced to her in WandaVision, shows up again in the Marvels. She protects us from the time-space continuum rift in space, gets blasted to another multiverse. She wakes up, Beast from the X-Men is there, Kelsey Grammer, and also her mom is there as a different hero that I'm blanking on the name. But bam. Okay, cool. We're all caught up. Thanks for sticking with me there. White Vision, where he talked about. He'd been chilling somewhere. I know I'm jumping around because, like, I wrote these out in, like, when they were introduced. And then some canon events are happening out of order here, so I'm sorry. Falcon Joaquin Torres. He's hurt. He's all busted and broken, but he's alive and on Earth. Loki Sylvie. TVA. Kate Bishop, we last saw. She's training with Clint. We last saw her with Kamala Khan doing the little Nick Fury post-credits scene. Like, hey, Young Avengers, let's go. Echo. Whatever happened in her series, that's where she's at. But I'm assuming she's on Earth. Unless some weird space shit happened. Moon Knight, he's on Earth dealing with his split disorder stuff where he's got a third personality introduced. Cool. Kamala Khan on Earth. She-Hulk on Earth in her weird space, not space canon, but fourth wall breaking canon. Daredevil, this is a weird one. Because the new Daredevil show, apparently he doesn't talk about what happened to She-Hulk and his one night stand there. So, I haven't watched those first 4 episodes or whatever out now. He's on Earth. Is it Earth? I would say probably. Alright, Black Widow Yelena. Gonna be in Thunderbolts. Red Guardian. Thunderbolts. Taskmaster. Hey, guess what? Thunderbolts. Shang-Chi. Earth. Talk to Wong. Space Ping. Okay. Eternal Crew. in space going to save someone of their friend who got captured by someone. Black Knight. That is Kit Wilson. Yes, boy. No. Kit Harington's character. He was in Eternals. He was kind of a love interest of one of them, I believe. He's stuck home. It's like a family heirloom. He gets a sword. It's post-credits. He opens that up. Doesn't have any powers yet or anything. And Blade, new Blade, off camera, talks to him about like some, whatever their team-up thing is going to be, if it even happens now. Spider-Man Tobey, he's back in his universe. Spider-Man Andrew, he's back in his universe. Merrick Chavez, she's hanging out with Doctor Strange on Earth. She's the multiverse girl that jumps around. Alright, we got the Illuminati. We already talked about them being dead. Jane Foster's dead. Ironheart's back in college. Earth. Super Skrull Gaia. Wherever Fury is. Or maybe she went on her own. I don't remember. Punisher shows up in the Daredevil show. Don't know much about it. Cassie Lang. Did she make it out? I know she was there in the quantum realm. You had the weird thing with Big Head MODOK and her. I feel like she escaped and it's just Wasp and Ant-Man down there. I think she's with Hank Pym on Earth. Adam Warlock, part of the New Guardians. Ravager, New Guardians. Cosmo, New... Okay, we talked about Beast Multiverse. We saw him once in a post-credits. Deadpool and Wolverine. They're in their own universe over here. OG Blade. OG Elektra. Are they alive? We don't know. X-23. Is she alive? I don't know. Gambit. We don't know if he's alive either. I know there's like a little tease of a deleted scene of him finding something. I don't know. Human Torch Chris Evans, dead. Sentry, Thunderbolts. And then, we got the multiverse, the alternate history of the 1960s futuristic thing for the Fantastic Four. So they're in their own universe. Now, I said put a pin in something. Okay, let's talk about how are we getting all these pieces together. Okay, Big Bad was going to be Kang the Conqueror. Then it turned out Jonathan Majors, kind of an asshole, kind of did some bad stuff. He's not coming back. Kang thingy, we were building to that. It was going to be them versus the Kangs. We added the post-credit scene with all the different Kang the Conquerors around there. That was the whole point of Loki, is like Time Waverly, whatever that guy's name was, whoever Kang actually was. Figuring out why he was there. We're probably going to have to take a hard pivot because of, doesn't seem we're going to recast. So, spoiler, Robert Downey Jr. is not Iron Man. Well, he is, but he's Doctor Doom. He's coming back. He's going to be Big Bad. If not in Fantastic Four, then the first Avengers movie. How do we get this together? Now, we talked about Loki. He's the god of the multiverse. He's sitting in the big chair. He's holding all the tethers together for all the multiverse lines. The reason I put a pin in that is Loki key here. Me originally writing this list was like, Loki's out of the picture. He can't do anything. He's literally in the chair. He's holding everything together. He can't just be like, oh, I'm going to pop out of the chair. I'm going to come in and help save the day. No, he's there holding things together. Is something going to happen to him that then causes the spiral for all these multiverses to then mesh together? Maybe that's what they're going to do instead of the Kangs time jumping or universe hopping from one multiverse to the next. Maybe that's the thing. Question is, how does somebody get to Loki then? That's where we'll have to figure that out. Is Doom the big bad? Obviously, the first Avengers movie is called Doomsday. So is it him? Is this going to be a Endgame, Infinity War, are they going to follow that? Is it going to be Doomsday's the setup? We get a bad ending, where Doom wins, somehow figures out how to get to Loki, how to get to the multiverse, how to elevate himself to a higher power, for lack of a better term. And then Secret Wars is all these multiverses coming together and fighting against Doom to try and bring balance. Maybe that's the plan. So maybe you have all these multiverse elements not even in play in Doomsday, and then Secret Wars, you bring them together. That could work. Because even in Infinity War, not everybody was involved. Endgame introduced Ant-Man to the picture because he was trapped in the realm. And then you had, obviously, the armada of people that came through the portals at the end who didn't really do much. Like, obviously, they fought in the fight, but they didn't have much in terms of a story. In Infinity War, you had it where it was multiple groups. You had Thor going around with Groot and Rocket. You had Star-Lord and Iron Man and Doctor Strange up fighting on Titan. And then you had the Earth crew fighting on Wakanda. So you had those three groups eventually converged at the end. Thanos and his snap happened. And then, we're all sad. And then with the dusting, you got rid of half the cast. So then you could focus on the remaining cast to then build back up to the big fight scene of Endgame. So you had chunks of the cast where you could focus on and build these stories with. With even more characters now in the MCU across 6 phases now. Oh boy. Granted, decent chunk of the people we just talked about are dead. How do you do it? And then do you just do, similar to Endgame, everyone's here? Do you do the fun cameos there? Is that when you bring back the other Spider-Men? Is that when you bring back, if you wanted to, a Natasha Black Widow? A Yondu for the hell of it? All these people who are dead, do you bring them back as like it's from another multiverse? Like, have the oh shit moment like you did at Endgame with Pepper flying in with the rescue armor, right? And I'm trying to think of who else was, I guess, Howard the Duck. I mean, no, not really, but that kind of moment of like, oh my God, they're actually in here. I guess more akin to the Spider-Man movies. Like, oh my God, they did get Andrew Garfield to come back. They did get Tobey Maguire to come back and have that cool factor. You could do that at the end where you don't have to give these characters this big narrative. They could just come back, get a pop like wrestling, like, oh, the actor's back. Maybe have a little interaction in the final fight of like, oh my God, Natasha, Clint, Hulk, I don't know. Okay, we don't want them to recast Black Panther, but have like the Black Panther connection. Have Shuri see her brother. Keep the helmet on. You don't need to take the helmet off. But have like a little heartfelt moment like I wanted in this damn Black Panther movie, even if it was spectral shit or, spiritual shit. Like, have those nice heartfelt moments there, but you don't have to give these characters all this story and like build. It could be these quick moments of fan service, I guess you could put it, at the end. So, all right, maybe we're building something. I don't know how this works out, but maybe that's the thing. Doomsday is only... See, then what's the Doomsday movie even about? Is that... Because Doom is canon in the alternate universe of Fantastic Four. So he can't be, in my head, big bad in main MCU Earth, where a majority of our people are. Unless... Fantastic Four has a few different villains. I don't know if Robert Downey Jr., RDJ, I don't know if he's even confirmed for Fantastic Four. I could be throwing that in there out of nowhere. from the trailers, we've seen Galactus. Galactus is a big bad. And then it seems like there might be one other bad with... Oh, I can picture the actor's face. He's an older gentleman. I don't know. Whatever his character is. So, originally I was going to be like, okay, Doom's a bad. He figures out how to multiverse jump. Jumps to main canon MCU universe. Stirs a pot there. And then figures out how to get to Loki, right? So there's Avengers Doomsday. And then Doomsday happens. You can pull in the Fantastic Four. You can pull in these other multiverse things. And then eventually the big thing, like we talked about with all the heartfelt moments, yay! To try and take Doom down in his like God mode Loki power-up thing. But if he's not in that movie to even try and multiverse jump, unless you don't even set him up in Fantastic Four, you can still have a multiverse jump. Maybe he's from another separate universe to then come to the MCU one. Maybe. It's confusing. I just don't want to be the people trying to figure this out, like, big board on the thing, like, and actually getting paid for it. We'll stick with that premise. We're going to stick with our dream booking here. Loki gets in trouble. Loki attacked by villain. Villain caused shit. Everyone come together. Heartfelt moments. I don't know. It's insane. It's insane to think about how they'll bring everybody together. Bring everybody together, A. And B, make it so a story is being built with these characters and it's not just, hi, I'm here. Hi, I'm over here. Hey, I made an appearance too. La 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 la. Like, it's a build and journey for the characters here instead of just 60 people being around. Nothing really gets done, and then it's a fight. You right there, Chief? We'll have to see. Let me know your MCU theories. I'd love to hear them.